heat. I was saying, politicians for normal pressure rise ya. Emo makodwani atwa eye opani ba ko se omra na bakacha Mr. Frankadane say afa dey on slow down because omadwen no 10k. E wo see ene dedicate to yes no like na wa share no subscribe e dey ama me na eye dwa to ahene aba be Mr. Frankadane say politicians for net say the pressure no e kosoro dodo nti on slow down for me ende e ho komo ne e ba be di na ye kwan mo a e na e pacho e wo see ata bichuku ne frobi no bizu frobi kan ho yankwa Mr. Frankadane akwaba and you will pressure bear rise it.
Hey.
I didn't know better 10k.
Hey.
See piano and yes.
Nana kuya me se kase
pressure foul.
Nana kuya jai. Omo sorry a na Frankadane. Obua. Na wu ditro. Enso so namo nam o pacho.
Is that Frankadane?
Nana kuya.
Why mo na pacho?
Nana kuya eye NPP mpanimfo bi mo. Ene minority MPs. Afre opanimpa. Very noble man. Ano ye me yonko. Say say on kan kire me say no kurenie. Pressure no anu e den. Say obi e kan bi de. Na bom media na ya America ne de ya na anu e den.
O kan naked.
Nana kuya jai. Na unim time na omu yusu ye no kura no se me ka se me dije gu omu ba bi me be se me boso eti but ono so no wura no onim me okay eti waka kire omo se Frankadane pa ono no wanya ne fact a oka na be me ko kan kire se on stop ade ode be ye me no eti nana kuya wo se makase ese sekwan bia so ye gigana esi ho
yes
na kwanya ye be fa so a ye de be gigana esi ho no the organ of government ye ninko so parliamentarians yes the judiciary these two organs and a share the executives no kutupa mo mudi bone fo sema omudie na brebia preto na mo ye parliamentarians mo free mpeswaso yetu abai mu ankasa mu ko ho munni mo haw ne amane a omo wom efuturo ne bosha abode hye omo na mo ba bedi MPP a munya hu hwe na yenka afi na mo frefre me say as far as say information bedu headquarters meka na se wonti ase a me Frankadane me se me nso nsene mra mo ana mo hye mra mo fa phone na mo frɛ police fo na na CID fo na omuhu muko mpo enye mpo na mo apeke ye peke me de ye ketewa bi and I'm ever ready me wote say ya chimia me nsu me nya hwe mi ankasa me nokore na begimie enye free Frankadane no me nokore na begime because man ni nokora free one demonstration upon demonstration and so I am very consistent and very bold enough. I have to fight for my country. I am a citizen of this country. I must fight for it. Any nipa biara or woman onpe or man yo, I will expose that person. And then who said for President Mahama said they are going to have engagement with Burkina Faso. You say Burkina Faso military leader. Yadi atuni patrimu say military leaders. So mo ya bonsamfo ya baifuo. Wahu, ene kwan say ya mo di o man so. Ena say obi ye military leader, wo de wo ne bonsama na ekọ nakra na. Ese ye you twetwe you free abusunyam. Na ne military leader say me ma ye mfa me ne ma mfiri me ma mu ma. Na me ankasa me process na obi ma mu a asem bi wo ho asem bi ani ho ya na yesi ye the democratic state democracy no na ebe ma ya develop ne ntosi mpo ye ntumi nnobi mako mpo ye ntumi nnobi gise ye kokra free desert land military leader ene ediso hwe Burkina Faso military leader yi abofrey hwe adwuma sonko a oye no wo Burkina Faso at least import substitution industrialization He's proven. Say yes, they can do it. What about you parliamentarians doing there? Nothing. Ye wo krom ha mi bisa the prisons. Nana kuya. Et yentimi mfa Ghana prisoners no. Yentimi mfa mo nya fa me na.
Ye betimi do amaye.
Nana kuya nka biti say tomatoes, mako, jene, enkatie, ene vegetables yi. Na nka yentimi mfa enye farms ana.
I'm not planning hard labor na ya no mo kaka ho.
That is it. Etin ka me nko ade ode me nko amadwene ne say. Meaning the terms within the prisons. And kayanya relocation of all these prison rooms. Na kayan fan ko but be a vast land wo. You betimi aye agriculture. Chama wuntumi say. Onu say so onyi sika so kwa kodo aburo. Nkoko betimi adu aburo. Says aburo na onyi hu sika so wo kwa kodo. Ndi ukwa na nka wakwa akoto aso wo ho. Na na pia meboa.
No.
Wahu. Ana mo ne menya adwen. O ransa wom say ya. E bia asase bia ni ho de betimi dia yo farming. Na ka yen nsasase wo wahu.
Nsase wo ho.
So o hwe Afram place a, ensase a eda Afram place. O hwe north, nsase a eda north. Nti ya chi omo na de omo kwa. Na ka ye de omo akwa ye mfuo. Na ye de fidi oman no. Na omo so ye nya omo so mfaso.
Mfaso ba na wo omo so.
Mfaso den.
Ye na sanso hwe wo.
Ye na sanso hwe omo. Nkomo akasa so benya bia di. Adiye bi okra na ne time beso a obefree prison no onya skill bia de obenya skill of farming ama ono so abafia ba ye bibi kakra ma no ne nsa akoda no because ye de kuyaye ene kuyaye funuma kuyaye ne kuraye. And looking at the Maslow theory of needs, food security is the first thing. So any country bia obeko bia no, the food security is very important. When na kuya wusa na no me ya me ka se Ghana nuane e wa me no ne bo edem pa me yonko baako o frame me from Japan.
Okay.
Ono kura mpo me yesenka on fa videos no send me. O say o call ayi 1 tuber of yam Japan or $45.
Hey.
Yes, 1 tuber. O say we twa so nya sakra nko de be send me. Ba yire baako pe. 400 and would have fancy $1 kura ye 10 cedis a. Enya 4.5.
Yes.
Ba yire baako pe. 4.5 ba yire baako pe. Enti bisa ho say Ghana mpanimfu omunim o. Omunim. Nti ade na yentimi nsi African market. Na yemfa ba yire nkosa bi yase kwase ya nkyere dwam. Wo de yakokora ye ntone $20. Said the China for yen, ye man go on mobile no mobile ton of fufu. Yet they said yes, Quasi and Children. 45 and Ghana for the Oqua $20 and $15. In your market. Or say three fingers of plantain, $15.
Hey,
body better Makumi and Sa $15, which is 1.5, 150 Ghana cedis.
now how 20 cedis you cry?
Yes. It said, me ma mi a wote sahwi. Odo body na pro. Kwan kura obetimi atwa de body na afa so kura abakura no aya asem.
Ensu ade kwan na boso.
Ye wo MP wo ho, wo ya we winim. Ye wo MPs wo kura mu ha, they know.
Ye to baba bro be shan kan.
Yes, mu kwa ma no ne wutimi koto kube ba ko be se $400. Ye ti kura mu ha kube ba ko ye to ne sei. Kuba atwa ho ahia.
Kuba de ne board dey 10 cedis.
O say banku 15 cedis.
$15 and
sorry, $15. Banku $15. Na kuroma 150 Ghana cedis. Oko ko gina ayi banku ra sa wo to 150 Ghana cedis. That dey come me
say. Why you want say be
fufuo. Ubedi fufu a $25.
Because I no board you.
$25, 250 Ghana cedis. And you cannot compare to Ghana Hadio. I don't know they tell what to so. Dry fish, Nanakuya, dry fish. Amane, bakope, $10. $10 dry fish. Kobe, bakope, $15. Bakope. I don't know, make catch that will say Ghana nia, odi Ghana nia no woman or neno. Na owo sika. Makobi na American. What they say me wa abrochirefo mo kan kire me say Frank oboa
community mu anything na obi fra bro chire ba no okwa no asesa mo ne na de hye ne ba
na kuya me second way na me kono me 2 bags 50 kilos na enam ko a aya bisa begu me to me jai me koton wo mankasim me madam bi na toye na enam no kura no na kuya me koya me di abegu kura na ne hu biri no o se Frank enam we senka ye to no wa America ha nka millions of dollars na ko 100 kilos enam ko dry meat and ko man fari anka ho o ka say ye bi dia kro na me say ko biewa eno so me 50 kilos no me de nam ko na beko
ba me say ba fa no a business
o ba me da ya na me de koche say abeku say David oh yeah business you can do it as a business o da ya bi say abeku
oh we business
yes NPC politicians wouldn't madia me kan wouldn't enti adentina parliamentarians said ya mo international relation timi hunu nyansa kwaje besia na wotimi hunu nyansa waje besia na wie no ade abo de besia na ma yade a yede si African market said ya be ya yede ye nua no ba begum an murofro so mo pega na nua ne o mo pe papa
o say different
now see me nsi mo cause na me nsi u dey mo nwene Ghana no ho mo nwene oman no ho na wotia mana ne still da so ya NPP na NDC me say me samai wo must know yes and even with him also no kra so senka ya me frɛ no oh ne wo de number wo so nka me frɛ no kra de atom share butter nkuto bo den nkuto o se nkuto ne bo den very expensive e wo Japan yes meanwhile look at our leaders from the north munim enkuto
e ho so de
original munim enkuto etimuntimi hunu nyansa parliamentarians hunu nyansa and searching ready market yesua we nyina in the book but say you put it into practice lalai
o de ntinka o de wonko o de se kon no ahye mafumu mei e na mo pese o be boa Ghana ada na wa wo fa wo sika o de wo pay ni kakakakra no na wo fa ntonye ma ni fekua foho
yes
abo de man at least o de wo kro no wo nya fa so kakra free so
yes nana kuye within foreign foods no yare anko o na mo bibia ya sichire o da Ghana fo amonte abrocho da mo ka jam se Frank oboa eti wo Ghana ni no sanya ne no enye wo system no that's why Ghana for no so mudu old age omo fun and easy in abrochiri no yes ema wo health no deteriorate
because when the handbia na no wasa akodi no so amese
that is it emwa ahwadia na odi no kran eya nimia na me Frank say me ni pizza da ye kwa na the pizza kwa akoto manim me di nyina na me nya manim
umpe pizza
oh dabi me mpe pizza e hona US na me kodi bi o
sa
me ka kire no na akuya
yes
na me kodi pizza say hey man here wo bedi
na burger so
oh
pizza kura na burger
me say me di ko container break me fast and so na akuya the parliamentarians no it's a time we have to tell them the truth. They have the links. There are many Ghanaians. Even if someone to me could see African marketer, there are many prominent Ghanaians. Omo wo links in a manone. Omo kura catch them say, oh, say na ye pese ya. Those prominent Ghanaians no, omo betimi agye giremu aye man aye fe. Ye wo Ghana fo a omo wo African market. E wa manone bebre. Wo de abo no omo mpo nkasa. Na monya na mon pass through the right process na mon fa Ghana niana no enko wano na said ye be ya yen soso na akuafo na omo wo ha no omo soso benya gidie se we de ye de be kwa ama no ne even the product mpa ye de kwa ama no ne no kura no eye nkuranhye ye animenyam hye kese ma no na onko a e bia prophet no Muba bia more records of the farmers. Maybe I better if you say based on the Ghana price. But the other call, looking at the profit margin, no, say na baso intimono be a money way as bonuses. Effect.
Yeah.
If it's a Ghana in Ukraine, said they would turn a Ghana price, no, say oh yampona say what only problem.
Yeah.
And okay, we kromuha. And at the issue of soul sourcing. Nanakuya, soul sourcing. Now, because the politicians, they are very wicked. So where are the parliamentarians? Say yeah, my contract here. More parliamentarians say, more na motena say. Na yafa kwampaso. What the yentie yentwewe. Yentie.
Okay.
Na wankasa.
When the NDC was in opposition, they campaigned against the abuse of soul sourcing. Here was Sami Jemfi holding the NPP accountable to their promise.
On the 8th of September 2016, now about 6:20 p.m., I say overpricing of contracts through the use of soul sourcing is very typical of this John Mahama NDC government. 23rd August 2016 on Twitter. I said the era of soul sourcing will come to an end. Soul sourcing, ye chim. Because soul sourcing air chrono. We promise to move away from a predominance of soul sourcing to tendering in procurement, and we have delivered. NPP bar omunyebi. Wama appointees warning. Mamunko yebi. Ono also say abine di niboshe soul sourcing there. Omejai. New angle bi aba NPP for the bomb bind the chrono ye ba. Eya dia your friend soul sourcing. Cocoa Road Projects company yunkwenya ba ko mienu. What can 83 million cedis, 830 billion. And Bawumia, Asanso Diama, or no one in your company. And also soul sourcing. Because if 87%, that is 175 contracts out of 266, did not go through any competitive, transparent process, then it means that these guys have shortchanged us. They lied their way into power.
And Okujeto Ablakwa promised cancelling soul sourcing.
The promising in our manifesto, the Reset Ghana manifesto, Yeba amended the Public Procurement Act. Say single source Yeba Chasso. Because it's been abused.
Sammy, you're on record.
Oh, yes. Yeba Chasso.
The NDC had more to say about soul sourcing.
I say we will abort rampant soul sourcing, Bawumia. But this soul sourcing, the exception and not the norm. Because soul sourcing, they are more minor eboka. So when you want some any when you want some any
and when the NDC won political power, they affirmed their vow.
Mr. Speaker, will minimize sole source procurement to encourage competition, competitive bidding, and enhance public transparency in the procurement processes. Single source procurement must be the rare exception rather than the norm. We must also subject government projects above a certain threshold to value for money audits. But that is government bleeding, everybody cutting their pound of flesh. That must stop. Mr. Speaker, we are bringing legislation to this House to tighten our procurement processes by banning sole source contracts, except in exceptional circumstances. And let it be known, the era of the sole source contract is dead. The value for money office bill is our sword against waste.
While the government kept assuring Ghanaians, the fourth estate started digging. We sent an out-here request to the Minister of Roads and Highways on the government's Big Push initiative. Guess what? They responded. The data they gave us indicates that 107 contracts has been signed by this government under the flagship Big Push initiative. Out of these 107 contracts, 81 worth over 73 billion were awarded through sole sourcing. The remaining 26 were given out on selective tendering. This means none of these contracts were awarded on competitive tendering basis.
And indeed, Mr. Speaker, there's spurious information online that 76%
Honorable Minister, just go ahead with your
projects were sole source is also false.
only about 44% of those projects were procured through sole sourcing. And I state on record, Mr. Speaker, we are making progress as a house and as a country to make sure that much of our procurement is done competitively. But that is why I'm saying that those who claim to have done this so-called analysis based on data we submitted to them freely didn't help the country. Because if they did due diligence, they would have known that those percentages they put outside were pure fabrications and false.
The minister is accusing the fourth estate of fabricating data. That's ridiculous and utter falsehood. The fourth estate has relied solely on data that his own ministry presented to us, which he is denying on the floor of Parliament. It is worth stressing that the fourth estate requested data specifically on the Big Push initiative from January 2025 to February 2026. The data we have presented to the public is the data that the Ministry of Roads and Highways delivered to us. Today, the minister says over 400 contracts have been awarded through competitive bidding. Does that mean this data was outside the request we made to the ministry? The fourth estate will continue to present facts on these road contracts.
Nana Pia. Say Ghana for 700. So sourcing. Say that there will be my favorite quotation. Mose akonya so na atwerofo ne farisifo no te. Enti de wo bese mo se munye bia no monye. Na won suban de ma monye. Woka nanso wonye. Okukuru ne so emu eduru edisi ni patiri so. But wona ankasa de wonfa won satia say ensumu. You see the Ghana politicians. What ye bruchiri? What da so ye NPP NDC? What Ghana ha? What da so ye NPP NDC? The sole sourcing contract. They can't say sole sourcing contract na. Ma menchire wase na ti ase yi. Say oman no e de dwumadie ema contractor na so obi say anya bi ti say ye kwan. Accra Kumasi Road. Sole sourcing na kire say e bia ye ya na Nana Kuya, ye the kwan we yam okona koye. Okay. So what you say? Yama anye competitive. Say bia ye kase ye kwan a. Okay, all the experts, all the contractors will be at the bed beba say ye pese ye kwan no. This all the manase mo ye na. Ye bidding and so sourcing. Even omo anye said the omo kan ye so omo be competitive for they didn't do it. That is politicians for you because ye campaign no we na neto nsuo enti no say yabade a contract no nkoma no e say the contract we ma we na no ye we na no ye we na no ye we enti yabade a ye mfa ma na onteneka
na ka mo ya sample di pan ko betimi mpa ya ke problem bi eni wo
ontimi nye
na chama wo tumi di sika wanyi
meanwhile na say ye wo parliamentarians wo kurom ha na parliamentarians motete ho no matimi ahwehwe ha ma sa niema we nyina ekwaso both NPP NDC yes when you useless me say me mfa mo ho mo me pese mo cheme when you very useless say you do o man Ghana ahya mo nsa na mo te ho na bonefo sem we ekwaso na mo ntimi nya bibia Sami Jamfi very intelligent guy. Look at the evidences here or presented here about sole sourcing. And
as NPP for come was a
o say NPP for no mo ka no mo boni o mo adi ntine ne o mo kasa Ghana for mfi o mo Ghana they say NPP for kasa Ghana for mfi na nka hwe say o hwe Kumasi Ashanti first na interchange ya musi here Ashanti bibia fi obi o so ba be painting na Ashanti
na me videos be I think some people communicate as if you can say na you touch it no how would see
correct
you see other than you say to me it's not you say mebo it's NPP see a ma NDC painting and I mean the logic na say
who say Nana Kuye governance again nyansa and from UN assertion of government says the development of the people must be target. You have to target the people. And for every good leader biano, and then we are target the person. Because a person no with me build emotional, psychological, near the idea. That is all. That is all. Once a painting now, or more yellow Ashanti region interchanges, your first can't to be able to move. And yet be BBO, but the exposure. So what I say? At least students, I will say yes, they have also contributed their intelligence to the national quota.
Because your problem
that is it.
Sans and quite cost. This year, I think I visual as so. Almost also
correct. So it will open doors for them. If you could have been private money and scholarship to abroad. So what I say? You'll be private money big contracts. So what I say? Into the exposure alone. And we NPP for you coca. NPP yes, chairman bako. Wakoma mukubi. Wakoma mukube so mo ayade. Wakoma mo on na ye incoming NPP bosonphe chairman. Okay. Ena owura na bibi gu ne kon mu no. That is the MCE. Okay. So odi asi ne so say onfama boys na omo ye art no. We have brother, if you can't beat them, join them. Oh, yet krumu ha wahuno. Yakoye NPP, NDC, say obipo ye at the par because of say yen support no. Say no. The art ya mofre ya ye. Na kwabrane ashada de color paint. Akofaswa say no.
Asa kwa church sa omo some adwuma wo ho o metua o ka 800 cedis on sa we no church gugu
as I say yetimi chesa ankrofo kro no because they have to go to prison for life and the prison is omo kono na nakua I said do omo kodo ntosi ni makoni jeni ne na America no omo kodo abure e feed your mind no
because adwendie ni tirim
yes
NPP ni adisi nti na me bo na ya disi for na ye
na nakua we say ya omo kwa kwachi ni MP befa fun apachew
na so no man
said na meka no MP for no they are very useless
yes no man
yes they are very useless where there is this MPP guy there I don't know where Dick na Japan atema hey and no sanso nya akwan kwa ye video e wo ho lambaste na akwanam na santifo so mo efosa timi ko gina ho ko ye video na wo hwe no ne politin bi ekita no hey oda bi wi the message na mayi na kire oni afuna bi se man se boy bi
sa
ana ho nya fese wo na afuna no dia message na ho nya fese wo dia nka kuromu ade nka minim se nka wa ha obekukura so wa
enti omo person mo kire say dia kwala na ye nyansa ni mu ana me
aye propaganda
no we propaganda pe na wo
we propaganda we ya den
na ye be sure asan kwala na kwala omo nya asante fo kwada
de ya kire omo wo school mu na omo abe showcase
e dia na propaganda wo ho
dia na propaganda. If you have something to be added to what the omoye now, you can add it up. So what you say? I realize that some were complaining, someone putting that for and another kufuado. So as time goes on, I've seen said they are including putting that for and then putting another kufuado. So what you say? And other prominent people. If for instance, nipa no omoya de no na ebia enkoya, bring your solution. But now no. Already the way and manner asantefo na kasa na amoso omode omo no omo agya tum they are happy with it asa de bi NPP for de omo no beso mbia no na aye no me send this for kura edi bone na NPP for koka hekoko issue bi say atonsu
oh
wow so this is to tell you say the party has collapsed. The party has collapsed. It masre Ghana ni bia wutie me men for one into politicians so Mr. Me I'll tell you the truth. Me kasa nsem bebre wo ho a me ntumi nka nkyerɛw but me koso aka nkyerɛw yiro hu di nokore na ye wa ankasa wadwuma for woni to wa ankasa so na for woni to nyankopɔn so se mo afiri ba bi ba fine e ma ya
so ba no wa wadwuma
sa na wo kasa politician bi beba ama wo ho aba beto
beba kokora
enye yi enye nokore enti for woni to wa ankasa ho so na wa ankasa ye wadwuma na ebesi wiye
na abusan for enem safaka danin yentini ni shoe ni ma ni shoe wo hu
sa
ni kuma nim
hey na gya de obekumi o
Sika kwa ho.
Nana kuya me ne kapre.
Yeah, man.
Gen kwa.
Oh, sika papa, we say the shoe no. Someone done every night be sorry so what's in the chat so.
Dear me di chat on say we a Ghana ni na wutie mi a. But be as say on my Ghana adru no. The politicians, both the NPP and the NDC, will be a no man. Nyankopon Shiraye, amaye human resources, all forms of natural resources, discovered and undiscovered. But yet, empenufona nkasa, henanakuya, the secret that I got. Hey! Say, ufri broken home. Na nyankopon na se udi ya eye rade. Hwekwan pa nhihye ya na kuya mpanimfo no de ato ho e de ama omoma hey Ghana fo mumani na ho me se me copy su no ei te said ye hihye gold wo dan mu na kuya enye nsem nyina na yeka but me de men for wani into politicians and so ye pew the way you to juma entina aya say ye pew asem no but they don't think about this country, especially our useless parliament. Omodia me pew mon tokwa me pew mo pa
I was here for one channel for my comment section like national for France and so into Kebia.